Hello, my name is Tshidi Madia, Eyewitness News Associate Editor for Politics, coming to you live from Nazareth, where we are covering the ANC's policy conference, the sixth policy conference. We're speaking to different political players about what they expect to come out of this conference, what they think is still wrong, and what the ANC needs to fix. The conversation I'm about to bring you now is with Bheki Mtolo, newly elected ANC KZN secretary, who speaks about that contentious step aside rule, but also says their comrades deployed to government cannot say step aside is frivolous because they themselves have not done enough to elevate the frustrations and the conditions faced by a majority in this country.
What will happen is that it is in the best interest of the ANC to work on the balance of evidence and material unity. Is that if the guidelines are not altered the way they are, the possibility that you don't want a national conference that will have problems. Because branches, they will nominate people that they love, that they like, whom they know that they've not been found guilty by any court of law, and you can't stop them to do that. Then before you arrive at the national conference, they will have those things to be clarified. I think it must be responsible for all of us to manage the national conference to be smooth. Because national conference, remember, it's not like this policy conference. The national conference, the conference of branches, they constitute 90%, and then there they decide. They use their strength to decide. Then you must able to take responsibility as leadership, particularly from ourselves at the National Executive Committee, to make sure that we guide the national conference, to protect the national conference so that it must not be disruptive. Then it is in our own interest to work on the balance of evidence. But I can assure you, what we are saying is that don't abdicate the role of the state, especially the criminal justice system. It's failures, and they want to take those things to the ANC. I can assure you now, Tshidi, that if Bheki Mtolo is sent to court and is found guilty for any crime, is sentenced to an imprisonment which is more than 12 months, option of a fine, no branch of the ANC can nominate Bheki Mtolo because they know, in terms of the ANC constitution, it doesn't qualify. But the branch of the ANC will, of course, contest artificial prohibition of members because they know their rights. It's even worse because some of the people are saying that are holding positions in the state and cabinet. They've done nothing. When they were elected in 2017, 2018, the price of petrol was 13 rand 45. Now it's 27 rand, and then the unemployment has increased. They've done nothing already. They act as if they care about what is happening. They don't care. We are saying the step aside is part of the discussion. Look at the commissions who are here at the conference. There's an economic transformation commission. We'll go there, discuss issues. For example, we agree fundamentally with the General Secretary of the SACP, Comrade Soli, that we have neglected economic space. It is dominated by the few. But worse of it is that it seems that we are reducing the state to be a spectator in the economy. We are abandoning ESCOM. You can go all over the world. Even now, big economies are starting to move away from IPPs. Australia, they've done it. Denmark have done it. Germany have done it. Even big economies are moving away from IPPs because and renewables. They are going back to coal because coal is a source of reliable energy on the baseline. But they dump that to South Africa and give it some stupid billion because they want to control the economy. Electricity is not only for the economic activity, but it's a security of the country. That's why if you look now, if you look at ESCOM, there are areas that ESCOM can switch. There are areas that are controlled at waterproof air base. You can't take electricity to be in the hands of the private sector because that is a security risk on its own. Then when you lead the country, you must understand the complexities of issues. Then electricity is not just about cooking and then bathing and all that. It also has security issues. I'm not saying they've failed, but when we raise the issue of step aside, they can't accuse us of saying we are leaving greater issues, as if they've been focusing on greater issues. If they've been focusing on greater issues, they should have understood that the price of fuel, for example, it hits at the poor. A person who stays from Umdatsane, for example, who works at a CBD in East London, he's spending a lot on petrol. He's spending almost 40% of his salary on fuel. The person who stays in Mount Freya, who works in Kokstad, in the Eastern Cape, spend a lot, almost 60% on his salary on transport. Then they should have done something already on the price of fuel. They should have done something on unemployment. Unemployment is got color. It's black people that are unemployed, Africans in particular. It's even worse. It's among the youth. The youth are unemployed. Not even the youth that only the 10 years back you say is youth that don't have skills. Graduates are sitting at home. They don't have jobs. They should have done something. They can't come here as if they are more concerned about issues that affect our people. Yet our people are facing concern. They are there. They are leading the state.